Oh, hello. Hi. Woo-hoo.
Good evening, good evening, good evening.
Ian, where's that wood? He's like that. I'm not ready for this shit.
Taken by surprise.
That's it. It's kind of like, surprise, motherfucker.
Mo-ho.
Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Hey, Annette. Wood.
Hi, Annette.
Nettie.
How you, Annette?
How's everybody's week been? I'll share out. You talk among yourselves.
Oh, before we start, we've got to sing happy birthday. Ready?
To who?
To Patty.
Ah.
Ready? After 3. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday
to
you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear
Patty. Happy birthday to you. Patty is the Bigfoot.
She
That was photographed by Patterson and Gimlin 50 years ago. So she's 50 years old today from when that film was taken.
There you go.
That's who Patty is.
So not her official birthday, but we're calling it a birthday, aren't we?
Yeah.
So
hello, Terence. I hope you're doing well.
Terry 2 Willies.
Terry 3 Willies.
So wait a minute. I actually thought Patty was a real person. I didn't realise it was a Bigfoot.
Oh yeah, it's Bigfoot.
We cut one of his willies off, so he's got 2 now.
2 willies.
Terry 2 Willies.
Everybody had a good week then. Hiya.
Hello.
Everybody had a good week?
I think so. I had a job interview.
Oh, yes. How did it go?
It went very well. So
good.
Yeah. Got another one on Monday.
Good stuff.
Hi, Christine.
Hi, Christine.
Hi, Christine.
Oh, good luck. Good luck.
Thank you. Oh, she's at work. Christine's at work.
Oh, Christine.
You won't tell.
We'll keep you company.
Oh.
Do you know what I'm getting that lost in sharing? I've forgotten where I've shared.
Yeah, I was the same. I was sharing as well, but I don't know how far I've got. Some places might get it. Some places might get it twice.
So Dan, how did you find the car since you deserted us on Tuesday?
No, I looked at one. It was a bit rubbish, to be honest. I didn't bother. It was a Messsy dash. I thought, oh, this sounds like a good one. And I got there and I had all the promises under the sun. It was an all round singing, dancing vehicle. And then when I got there, it was anything but, to be honest. So I didn't bother. But it was what you never know. You got to take the chance. You've got to go and look. But I'm still on the lookout. So hopefully something becomes available.
there's plenty of mobility scooters out there. You just need to take a pic.
There are,
of one
there.
you can whirl you in.
I was going to buy a go-kart.
You'd better off with a Flintstone car.
I would be better off with a Flintstones car. Yeah, at least it's made of stone and couldn't get damaged.
You need a tank.
I would love a tank. I would
Yeah,
love a
actually-
tank. Trouble is, with fuel prices the way they are, couldn't afford to run one.
There's a few Russian
Hey,
ones.
There's what, mate.
A few Russian ones up for grabs.
There are a few, yeah. Cost
They
nothing. You
keep
don't get it
banging them,
yourself.
don't they?
Young Nick Mulay's in the. Nick Mulay's waiting fifth.
Oh, let's let him in.
Hello, Nick.
Hey, Nick.
How are you?
Doing great. How about you?
Very good, thank you. Very good.
I am so over the moon that you've came. I was like, I feel it's like you're waiting for your pop. Is that Ian?
It don't look like him, does it?
That's me.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm kind of looking, going, who's his younger brother?
I like the Ian now.
I've
I
aged
do, actually.
since I met Viv.
Nick, sort him out. Go on, Nick. Go on, give him what for.
So, welcome, Nick, to Friday night. This is where we just talk pure shite about everything. So everything's no off topic, so you can speak about whatever you want, Nick. Feel free, let it out, brother.
I'm gonna have to give that some thought.
So I have a bone to pick with Nick, right? So
Oh,
I was talking to Jeremy York and we was talking about his hair, and I said he wasn't good looking because he cut his hair off. So he's just lost it now. And I said, oh, well, Nick will have to be my number one because he's got long hair. And he said, Nick had a haircut. Don't cut your hair, Nick.
It was
Stop
only
it.
cut just. It
Stop
was only
it.
cut just a little bit, not too
Just-
much. Still got it.
Just stop it. Just don't cut it. What's wrong with you?
I'm just glad that my friend Brad Webb isn't watching, because you know what's funny is that he's actually been saying we're gonna do a GoFundMe so Nick can shave his head.
I tell you what, you could do like have your legs waxed, but not your hair. Leave your
Oh
hair
God,
alone. Okay?
that's never gonna happen.
Why
I heard it's painful.
Dan waxes his legs all the time. He does.
I do, but then I'm an international well-known cyclist. You see, that's why I do it.
My brother did it for charity, and the look on his face afterwards.
Oh yeah, no.
oh.
The secret is you put numbing cream on first, then let them do it.
Okay.
Oh,
And if
well,
you haven't
don't even near it.
yeah, but if you're doing your legs, it's double money, isn't it? Because you've got two of them.
I guess.
Nick, Nick,
Just
Yeah.
can I just
aesthetic beforehand.
Yeah.
Nick,
I want to be
are you-
out.
why don't you just try a manzillion?
A what?
A manzillion?
The hell
What's
is
a
that?
Brazilian?
I don't even know what that is.
I don't like Brazilian, but for men.
Oh
Yes,
no.
That's it.
I'm good.
We call them back, sack, and crack.
Cracks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
have to do the bottom and everything.
Bryce like that. Bryce like that. What's the theme? Manzillions.
There isn't one, Brian. We're just chatting crap.
Yeah.
If you want to come
Right.
up with one, Brian, that'd be great.
Right,
We
I'm
could-
going to
we need-
after the show. I'm going to send you some dates, Bri. I keep
We need-
saying it.
We
In
do
fact,
need direction on this show. You know what we're like, Brian. You've watched it before, and you know it goes nowhere.
Yep. It goes as far as take to the top of the road, and then we do a back swirl, and then it talks about
We never know.
everything.
Even when we got a
That's
theme, we go
it.
off topic.
That's it.
They would scream
So-
like babies.
I would definitely scream like a baby.
We would.
I like my
Turn
fur
up.
coat.
Give me a demonic entity any
Oh.
day over that.
What does
Oh.
that? What's his name? Adam Sandler when he did the hairdresser.
Oh.
Zohan.
I know what that is.
The Zohan. He said you got to like the bush. It's all about the bush. Oh
So-
God.
So, Nick, what are you doing? What's your plans for the weekend? Are you out investigating? Is it MD out investigating this weekend?
I actually do have an event, but yeah, unfortunately, no, there's not really much going to be investigating, but it's still going to be involving paranormal. However, I'm actually supposed to be meeting with Jeremy tomorrow morning, along with the rest of the Things crew who live in Indiana. We're going to be out in Peru, Indiana for the Para-Unity convention.
Oh.
And it's just a one-day
wow.
event. It's really just it's unlike most Paracons, we're having this outside. It's at the Miami County Fairgrounds, which is basically in the downtown area of Peru. And from my area to there, it's not terribly, it's just like a 3.5 hour drive to get over there. I mean, it's only an hour to get from the Illinois-Indiana border, so it's not going to be that far of a drive. But the event will only be going from 10 to 6 p.m. So I'm actually going to be having my own booth table. And what I'm actually going to be doing is I'm going to be dressing as my Scary Stories host.
Are you selling cockroaches?
No, thank you. Nope. No, I'm not selling. I'm not selling anything. Actually, I'm actually going to be I'm going to be dressing up as my Scary Stories host character, and actually going to be reading those stories to the kids. So,
brilliant.
That's cool. That sounds like
really
a fun
excited
day.
about it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Day.
I won't be there understandably right at the beginning, even though it starts at 9 a.m. Because of the drive, we'll probably get there around, I would say about, depending when, either 11 or 12 o'clock. So it won't be it won't be too long of a drive. But I think Jeremy just released the map of like where we're all going to be sitting. I'm going to be sitting right next to his booth table, along with one of our other show hosts, Clarissa Haler, who does the show Unveiled Paranormal. She'll be right next to me in the opposite end. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have, obviously there's going to be a lot of familiar faces. There's going to be new faces, and hopefully I'll be a good reader for the kids that I could scare them with these stories.
Told you. Red lipsticks. Don't forget the red lipsticks. Smudge.
I'm already thinking about that.
Just go and have a look in your mum's makeup vanity case and see if she's got some, and just say, "Mum, I'm borrowing this." And don't tell her why.
Yeah, you're gonna tell
Do
your
you
mum
know,
that.
Nick? Do you know? I had to laugh recently. Poor Nick, when you went in your investigation with Jeremy, they caught a photo of you sleeping. I was in stitches. I was like, poor Nick was he was totally unbelievable. He was like sleeping, and somebody's just gone, "Stop."
I think that was at Wildwood Sanitarium that we were at, and that Jeremy, he almost fell asleep in the bathtub, and then I almost kind of did the same thing too. Because we were there for several hours, and the funny thing was, I could have stayed at Wildwood, like actually stay the night and sleep there if I wanted to, but because I had my friend Tom with me, we already had a hotel that we rented prior to that at a casino in downtown. I already forgot what the name of the town was, but it was in like upstate New York.
Right.
If you lose me, it's because my internet keeps dropping in and out.
Okay.
You keep freezing.
Have you got a storm up near you at the minute, or have you got?
It's because my neighbours don't pay the bills.
Oh, are you working? You're working off fees, are you?
Just
Jerry
higher
doesn't
than
pay his
internet.
bills.
Yeah, you tapped into them, have you?
I bet you get your electricity off the lamppost outside, don't you?
Shh, don't tell everybody. Cost of living's going up these days. You know what it's like. But yeah, I don't know what's wrong. It's just it keeps dropping out my phone, and then you guys are freezing, but I'm all right. And then it just done a pure big swirl there, and I was like, "What the hell?"
There's always technical issues a lot. There's always technical issues that sometimes occur, like on StreamYard. Because remember when I told you guys earlier this week that I was going to be bringing my show back earlier? Well, unfortunately, I had some technical issues. I was trying to. Hey, what's up, Jeremy? Good to see you.
Hi, Jeremy.
Yeah,
How you doing? Well, buddy.
I shared the show on the Things Network chat so others can see it. So that's how I was able
Nick.
to find it.
Jeremy, look, see? Nick's better looking than you now. Longer hair. You've now been knocked down to second place, Jeremy.
Oh, poor Jeremy.
Nick is the new number one, even though he is from the corner.
Numero uno.
Oh, Jeremy says he'll fix that tomorrow.
Just don't fall asleep in front of him.
No, we've just moved on to a newer, younger, more vibrant model.
Yeah.
Talk about your cougar.
Hey, Mac.
Oh dear.
But yes. Welcome to the show, Rick. You'll be saying, why the hell did I sign up for this? Why did I say yes? Why did I agree?
Oh, trust me, I've been on worse.
Can I just say that, Nick, all children like cockroaches as pets. Ask Dan.
Oh God.
Yeah, my
Is that
boy's
true?
got 'em. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, they're not
no.
really pets. They're just we're dirty in our house, and we just pretend they're his pets.
Jeremy, all the roaches.
I am looking out for that patch, don't you worry. And as soon as I've got it in my hand, I want your address, Nick, because it's coming to you in the post. It's happening.
That's what I'm gonna be. That's when it's gonna be the time for me to be scared.
You put it on the back somewhere, you won't have to see it, but at least you know you've got a roach with you wherever you go.
No, I can't say.
Oh,
like,
Jeremy, don't encourage them.
Jeremy states he's got room on the back of his vest.
Just say.
He's just saying, apparently.
So what about you? What about you, Ian? Are you doing much for the weekend in investigations?
No, not an investigation. I might go and do a family spirit box session. But that's just to see if we can get the information on a certain topic.
Ah, that sounds actually really interesting. I'm kind of debating, well, the weather depending to see if it's good weather. Not that it bothers me anyway, because I love the weather. See when you're investigating and it's really, really rainy, dead stormy. I love calling that the Blair Witch weather. That's the best time to be out.
It is.
Thunderstorm.
It's good fun.
Oh
Yeah.
God, yeah. It gives you that feeling. It's like, oh.
I mean, I gotta say, I gotta relate to you on that because, like, you know, that kind of weather. You know, I probably have said this location before, but we got a really notorious cemetery called Bachelor's Grove Cemetery, which is out in Midlothian, Illinois, about 40 minutes from me. And it's considered one of the most famous haunted cemeteries in the United States, if not the world. But a few years ago, we went. I've been to that cemetery several times, but a few years ago, literally, like right after we had the Chicago Ghost Conference, and a few days before Halloween, we went to Bachelor. Take care, Jeremy.
Bye,
Take
Jeremy.
it easy,
Thank
take it easy,
you.
Jeremy.
All right.
We went to Bachelor's Grove. We actually had Jeff Bellinger with us that day, believe it or not. And it had to be the most perfect day I think we've ever went. It was like cloudy, it was cool, it was raining a little bit, but it had, like what you said, it was like that Blair Witch feeling. It was like it had that classic appearance of like what a abandoned haunted cemetery looks like. It almost made you feel like you were walking, like you were like in a black and white world. In fact, I took pictures and I even made them black and white to kind of give that eerie look. It really had that classic, you know, white gray skies on an October day cemetery.
Oh,
So
wow.
it was
Very nice.
amazing.
Is that you, Ian?
Yeah, I've always been Ian, Mark, Christine.
See, what happened was I asked Ian to do one show and then I just sort of conned him into 2, 3, and 4.
Part of the group now, he can't get away.
and I haven't left yet.
You're not leaving.
Right, look at Nick, everyone. Quick, look at Nick. Over his shoulder, he's got a dark shadow.
Dark
That's
entity.
That's a ghost.
That's flies. That's demonic presence.
Yeah, it's just a green screen effect. Actually, I do have this fun little effect that I found that I'm going to be using more often for the shows coming up for Halloween. If I can get the thing up, I actually have this cool effect. Check this out.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
That is cool.
And I got a few other ones like this for other holidays, so it's not just for Halloween.
Hi, Jason.
Happy
Jason.
fucking Friday to you too, Jason.
Happy fucking Friday, mate. Happy Friday. Happy fucking Friday.
And I hope that your dog has a lovely crunchy Friday too.
Oh, look at that dog.
My dog is cute.
Yeah, very cute.
We only like Jason for his dog. I'm not really Jason. Bryce asked a question.
Oh, yes, opinions on telekinesis.
Yeah, it's definitely spelt wrong.
It is.
Yeah, that's the first opinion.
If I was able to comment, I would have just said copy and paste, so that way he has the right one.
Jason said the dog's eating a, what was that?
Quesadilla.
Quesadilla.
Oh, she is
Bless
cute.
her.
Man. She is cute.
Very cute. She's very cute.
Jason's all right. Say hello to Richard for us, Jason, as well.
Yeah, he's a good lad. He's
Oh,
Jason, good lad.
Jason, I got your hat. Hang on. I found it.
What's written on that, Viv?
See this hat?
Yeah.
Oh, I like it.
This is from Jason Hassler's team. I think they're called Riverbend Paranormal, or they were, I think. I won the hat on the raffle. It says Ghost Hunter.
Oh, very nice.
You know what's even cool about that? That's the same font I have for the rocker patches on my vest. If you look carefully, it's the same font.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it
Is
is,
it?
but different color, of course, though.
I know if
Right,
I
that's quite
wore
cool.
this, if I wore this hat near Dan, I'd know he'd try and nick it.
I would try and nick it, yeah, without a doubt.
Oh, Big River
Jason
Paranormal.
says
That's
that-
it.
Yeah.
Big River Paranormal's who I got this from. Like the team donated it to the raffle, and I won it.
So, what do you reckon? Telekinesis, what do you reckon?
Oh, I think with Brian, we sort of proved a partial part of it, didn't we? With the being able to put a voice on audio recorder with a thought.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right.
So,
And I think that a
Sorry,
lot
guys.
of poltergeist have activity, or some poltergeist activity, if not most of it, can be put down to that as well. Telekinesis.
Yeah.
Telekinesis. I actually find that a really interesting subject. Actually, to be fair,
Very interesting.
it is. It is really interesting. It's
Do you think telekinesis has anything to do with, when you haven't spoken to someone for a long time and you're thinking about them, and then the telephone rings and it's them on the phone? Do you think that's telekinesis?
I would say so, because
I
I've
think it's
seen
all,
them.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's all connected, I would think.
It definitely would make sense. So I definitely will agree on that.
I mean, I've seen myself where I've been sitting thinking about somebody and they've popped into my head, and then the next thing I know, like, I've got a message for them, and it's like,
Yeah,
oh.
it's weird, isn't it?
I'll tell you the most spookiest thing that ever happened with me, and it was really dead weird. There was a girl at college, no mentioning any names, right? And on the first day, I made her cry, right? And it was pure. It was my sense of humour, right? I know I'm quite brusque sometimes with my sense of humour.
Horrible.
I'm not fucking horrible, you bastard. I just like to say I'm misunderstood. So we kind of went through. So then, this is a great thing about the show, Nick. We don't hold any boundaries here, so you can F Jeff and give figures. It's great. So the next. So long story short, right? So we're trying to, build bond and clear the air and everything. And I said to my friend, I says, why don't I just invite to sit next to her? I says, and hang out, sort of clear the air. And then now, I've not mentioned it to this lassie, right? Not even text her or nothing. She messaged me and said, do you think we should sit together next Thursday? And that was fucking weird because I hadn't even mentioned it. And she said it before me. And I thought, oh, that's a bit freaky.
Or it could just mean you're easily read.
Yeah.
I bet you didn't see that coming, Ian.
Ian, are you talking about the colour of her hair? Because Wee Wanker would be very, very proud of you.
No, I'm not talking about her head.
Okay.
I mean, it runs in my family as well, red hair, so I can't say anything
Listen,
about
redheads, the redheads are like Italians. I always say if I had to be compared to a country, I'd be Italian. I temper like an Italian. That's why I want to do one of the, because I see it's like I don't know if you guys have ever done it or if you've ever done it, Nick, but I've seen a lot of people doing like their ancestry. So like what percentage they are, like a nationality. So I'm curious what nationality like I would be. Non-Malak could probably be like something like Korean or Chinese or something.
Definitely, Terry. I think the thing with us is we're everything, aren't we? We're a mixture of everything.
Lovely. Thanks, Bri. Woo, woo. There's somebody that loves a redhead.
If I could choose my nationality, I think I'd be German. Because Germans just take what they want. They shout at people. and the women don't have to shave their armpits. And it's one less job to do. So less time
You'd be
spent
German.
in the shower.
Oh my
German
God.
German or Arab. Because like you can cover your face up. So if I sorted my tash out, it wouldn't matter. I could still go outside and just wear the doodah.
I think the thing is,
you, Ian, if you
I
had
was
to
fortunate
pick
enough
a
to look-
nationality,
Sorry, go ahead.
I'd stay Scottish because we're the least mixed with anybody else nationality on the planet, I think.
do you know what you said?
No, I was just gonna say, like, I was just glad I was able to look at my ancestry and see exactly like countries of origins, like for my family. And we got a couple of them actually. Like I probably said this before. Cryptid Research Team.
That's on Etsy.
Oh, it's a patch.
Yeah, that's been sent in by Terry just now.
Well, that's awesome.
Oh.
I know it's only £5.
That is awesome. Oh, Adrian's on. Good to see you, Adrian.
Hey,
Oh, Adrian's on. Hi, Adrian.
Hi, Adrian. Hi, Kelly.
Hey, Kelly.
You haven't missed much, Kelly.
Hello.
We've went from man-zillions to what country and nationality we are.
No, I was gonna say I've discovered like prices before. Like my mom's side of the family's Irish, my dad's side is Italian. But I also did discover, according to what my mom told me recently, was we got a little bit of Scottish ancestry, along with the most recent additions. Also is a little bit of Canadian and French ancestry as well.
Ew, Pepe Le Pew.
But
Ooh
do
la
you
la.
not
That's my French.
do you not find that though, Nick? that most of the people, like I've speak to a lot of Americans all the time from all different parts of America, and you do find that some of them actually lead their ancestry back to Scotland. It's quite weird that how many Americans have actually got
Yeah.
Scottish roots.
I think there's
Do you
more
think
Canadian Scots roots, aren't there? Scots and
I think-
French.
I think the Americans
Canada's
like
full of
Scotland.
Yeah.
It's
Scots,
just
Canada's,
it's wishful thinking. I think the Irish, there's more Irish in America than Scottish, because of the Irish immigrants. Some of them went down on the Titanic, didn't they? But I think
They
a lot
did.
of the Irish went over to America.
Well, another thing to add too, if you think about it, like if you look back into our country's history, like prior before the United States was ever born, in 1776, when we were just colonies, 13 colonies, like what is now Chicago, Illinois. Before this, it was Viking. This was all considered Canadian territory in the beginning, because the rest of the country was, understandably, yes, very sparsely, if any, populated at all. And like the top half of what was the north side of the country was Canadian territory. And then when you get to like pretty much to the like where the state of Kansas is and below, that was Mexican territory.
Mm.
Hello, everyone's looking sick.
Mexican do good food over in Mexico.
They
I
do.
love their
love
cuisine.
Mexican food.
I think with us Scots, you'll find where there's more Scots everywhere else apart from Scotland.
Absolutely.
Same with Ireland, isn't it? Same with the Irish.
Terry.
Same with the Irish, isn't it? It's the same with the Irish. They're everywhere apart from Ireland.
I'm down here, so many Scots down here, it's unreal. And Liverpool's the same. So's Blackpool, it's full of Scots.
Well, Liverpool's Liverpool's the capital of Ireland, isn't it? They call Liverpool the Liverpudlians.
And
There's so many Irish there, isn't there? Because they got straight off the docks.
I was going to say, India's the same. They're all over here.
Yeah.
My family, half of my family are from India, so that they all came over here.
See, the Romans got it wrong. They built Hadrian's Wall. If they wanted us to stop leaving the country, they should put a toll booth in. We wouldn't have lived.
Let's see. It wants some.
What's a mendu?
I've never heard of that before.
What is that?
You can't choose your family.
Menudo? I don't know that one.
I can make that very well. Or langua.
Langua.
I think that's what it is.
Mexican food.
Oh, it's that. Oh, yes. I love Mexican food.
Oh, now you're talking.
Yeah, Mexican food's lovely.
The only thing is, don't eat Mexican food before you go on an investigation, because you'll end up farting all night and you leave that smell and they go, oh, I can smell sulfur. I think we got a demon in the room.
Yeah.
Oh, here's what Adrian said. It's made with tripe, which is a cow's stomach.
No, not that.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
I like tripe.
It was fun.
Tongue's all right.
Oh,
I don't mind tongue.
I've heard you like a bit of tongue.
Yeah, I like a good tonguing. In my sandwich, I meant to say.
yeah, right.
That's just demons that are in us.
Yeah, right, demon, definitely.
And it's
I'm not saying a word.
My grandparents spent most of my young years trying to get me to eat tripe. Never.
oh, proper food.
That stinks, that stuff does. They
Oh.
don't, I wouldn't even
Milk
give
and
it
onions.
to my dog. I wouldn't
Milk
even
and
give it to my
onions.
dog. I wouldn't even give it to my dog because it stinks.
Milk and onions.
Nah.
People always ask me
Milk
why I
and
don't eat
onions.
haggis. It's because I know what's in it.
Oh, I love haggis.
I hate haggis. It's
Vinegar,
absolutely
yeah.
vile.
Vinegar.
Do you know what though?
Yeah,
These are all they all started out
out.
as peasant foods, didn't they? And then all of a sudden they end up on some big posh restaurants' menus.
Right, guys, I'm going to have to bail because my internet's it's not even holding. It's like
Okay.
I can only hear yous and then yous are all dropping out and coming back and then dropping out again. I'm so sorry. I'll be in the chat, but
Okay. Was he on Tuesday?
Yes.
She's just
I don't
frozen.
even know that.
Yeah, she's gone and she's
Yeah.
having trouble with the old internet.
Tinternet.
Internet. Oh, alas.
Adrian says it does stink until you put the spices in it, then you can't even taste it then.
Well, nah.
I don't know if I could try
Yeah.
that.
I know what it is. That'd be.
What would that do to your guts, though? Seriously, you'd
What,
need to.
spices?
No, the tripe. You'd have to put the toilet roll in the
No,
fridge.
no,
It would just be
fine.
just like, oh,
Fine.
nah.
It's
Nah.
fine.
Yeah, be
No.
like having your inside licked by a cow's tongue. That's what it'd be like.
I'll tell you what I used to eat when I was a kid. In Ireland, they call them crew beans. And I used to love them as a kid with pig's feet.
Pig's feet.
Pig's trotters. Oh, the pig's trotters.
trotters, yeah, pig's feet, yeah. Very nice.
Did you eat pig's tails as well?
No.
You didn't eat
I've
pig's
never
tail?
eaten any of this stuff.
Have you
Black
not?
pudding, I love it. Love black pudding.
Oh, black pudding, yeah, amazing black pudding.
Awesome stuff.
I've never had
No.
pig's belly either, Annette.
Yeah, a pig's belly. You get like in the supermarket in slices, belly slices and stuff.
Never had it, I don't think. Oh, yeah, you do, don't you?
Yeah, I bet you have.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right, Viv. I think you're right.
You're right about that. It used to be garbage food. That's what the slaves used to eat. Now the ton costs 15 per ton.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's not surprising.
lot.
It's not
That is
Right.
a
surprising.
lot.
In Scotland, it was a national dish, so I don't know how we worked it as slaves.
That's the trouble with the old-fashioned peasant food. They gentrified it and then they charge you a fortune for it.
Belly put and just bought some belly pork.
Now belly pork, yeah. Yeah, belly pork, that's the one. It's like hearts, yes.
Hearts.
Stuffed hearts, yes.
No, I
What
like
would you
liver.
stuff 'em- What would you stuff them with?
They're stuffed with all sorts of like stuff, like stuffing.
In Tesco's, there's a board game on B&M. There's a board game
Crickets.
you buy for Christmas called "I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of There," and they've got dried crickets in the board game, mealworms and stuff that you got to eat as part of the game.
I've had those. You've had those, haven't you?
Yeah, we had one together, didn't we? Was it you?
I
had
don't
one
know.
with?
And I used to have when I was at the zoo. When I worked at the zoo, we used to eat them live ones.
Oh,
No big deal, Lois.
My mate, when we were kids, tried to eat a live ant and it got hold of his tongue and wouldn't let go.
Oh.
I bet that was funny, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was hilarious. Not for him.
Yeah, but then his tongue would have swollen up, and I bet he wouldn't
It
have been able to talk.
Yeah.
Oh, poor guy.
Yeah, it just got hold of it. It just would not let it. He was pulling it. He couldn't get it off.
You know what? There's actually a story I could. You know, it's funny because remember I told you guys about that new Nightmare Soup book that just came out.
Yeah.
They did a story on something that they thought was food, but it actually went terribly wrong. It was oh man, where the hell was that story?
It wasn't
It was-
worms. There were
No, it
even
was-
worms.
No, wait. No. Okay, so they just give a brief description. Turns out this story is based on true events. It was 10 years ago, in 2012, a Korean woman was eating a boiled squid dish. This is a video. And then it turns out the squid wasn't dead and injected its eggs into her tongue.
Ah!
And
Whoa.
that became an inspiration for one of the new stories in this upcoming book.
Whoa.
Nah, that's just not. I have heard a story and I've seen it years and years ago on that horrible website, rotten.com.
Oh,
So there was a guy from Japan. He used to eat a lot of raw fish, and you know that special fish that you can only eat at certain times, and otherwise it will kill you. Yeah.
Special,
Anyway, when
special chefs, isn't it?
he died all of a sudden, and he was complaining of headaches, and they just say, "You got a headache, just take a tablet and you'll be fine." He ended up dying, and in his post-mortem, they cut the top half part of his brain off, and when they opened it up, his brain was just riddled with maggots.
wow.
And eating all that fish, they'd got into his body, and somehow ended up there. And
Bloody
Oh
hell.
my God.
just
That
like,
is nuts.
my God, being eaten from the inside out while you're still alive. Oh, Jesus.
Nah.
Another story I can relate to that, which again is actually from the book that we read earlier, the first one. I don't know if you guys remember that story, Noodles. Did you guys ever hear that story? That was with,
I remember Noodles. I can't remember the story, but I remember Noodles. Yes.
The story goes, it's about a family who is, I guess they're out they're out in an Asian country. I can't remember exactly which one, and the kid is hesitant to try, food in this country. All he's thinking about is having a burger, right? Well, his parents eventually encouraged him. He thought, I'll give it a try. If I don't like it, I'm not going to eat it. He tries it, and he likes it. It's like a bowl of like pasta, like Chinese noodles or whatever. So he continues eating it. He says it's the best thing he's ever eaten. And then in the middle of the night, he starts feeling this strange feeling in his stomach. And then when he goes to tell his parents are suffering the same thing too. So they end up calling a doctor to see, what was it that they might have eaten from this supposed pasta. Well, the doctor reveals, and this is how the story ends, it wasn't food. It wasn't a type of pasta they ate. In fact, it wasn't even any type of food. It was tapeworms that they ate.
Jesus. Oh no. I've heard of people buying a tapeworm pellet that they can buy on the internet, and they take it to help them lose weight.
Yeah.
But the thing is, what they don't realise, because my friend went to Thailand and caught a tapeworm, and didn't realise he had this tapeworm in him. But apparently it's only when the tapeworm grows to a certain size and it starts breaking off, and it comes out of your rear passage, the bits that are broken off, still wriggling. So when he got that bit coming out, and he'd gone to the doctor and said, I think I've got worms, and he said, look, just can you bring me a sample? And he took it to the doctor. He said, this is you ain't got worms, you've got one worm, and it's a tapeworm. And it took a while to get rid of it, but they got rid of it eventually.
Sure.
But he said the most bad part of it, the most uncomfortable part, was the bits dropping off and coming out of his back passage. Never mind about what was in his stomach. But we got some things in the internet in the chat. Let's start. Apparently, if you have N blood group, you're
from Italian descent.
If you have O with ginger hair, pure English, AB Viking, A mixed English. Ooh.
I've got O.
Hey, Chantel, good to see you.
Whoop, whoop, Chantel's in the house. Chantel's in the house.
Haven't seen her for a while, I have to admit. It's definitely a great singer.
We miss Chantel when she's not around. I put him off his fish.
I think worse than that tapeworm is have you ever heard of that fish in the Amazon?
Oh, goes up your willy.
The one goes up there.
Piranhas?
Yeah.
Piranhas?
Yeah, my God. Yeah.
Botflies. Oh my God. Those things.
Botflies.
That was the story I recorded in that book. I did the story of the fly, and that dealt with a botfly.
Evil things.
Typo, meant B.
Oh yeah, it's funny, the Sean Lock thing. Yeah.
Only thing worse than finding a tapeworm in your food is finding half a tapeworm.
Half a maggot in your apple.
A ginger Viking.
That's hot. Oh, she'd like Ashley Waterhouse if she saw him then. He's got the longest ginger beard, and he's completely
kangaroo.
Is that the fish that goes up your willy, Ian?
I was thinking piranhas.
Oh, you wouldn't want a piranha up there, would you?
Isn't it a long fish that they call it the?
It's got barbs on it.
Yeah.
When it goes in, it can't come back out again. That's why they tell you if you go for a wee in the Amazon, do it in spurts, so it can't swim up.
I wonder how they remove that. I wonder if that'd be surgery.
Yeah, they have to cut you open.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Slice it right open it, pull it out,
and then get it out, and then
Oh wow!
Oh yeah, kangaroo. Yeah, that's what Bryce said. Kangaroo. Yeah, same as Chantel. Thanks, guys.
You'd have to have special shorts or something with a net over so it doesn't go in through the net or something.
Well, no, they tell you if you're going to go for a wee, you got to climb up a tree a bit and do it in spurts. Then there's no way it can swim up. If you do it in one go, it's going to.
Well, can you imagine though? If you're a woman, you could get one or two of them up there all at once, or 5 or 6.
It's not a problem if you're a woman, though, is it?
It's not a problem if you're a woman. Yeah, after we've got one stuck there, we can't go for it. We can't do anything because it till it gets taken out.
Do you know? It reminds me of the. I've gone off topic a bit now. It reminds me of the old boys during the Second World War when they used to knock around the old brothels and that. And then what they used to do, the medics used to get a metal thing and put it up there, and then they flick a button on it and it'd open up like an umbrella, and then they pull it down.
Yeah, they still, Dan.
They still use them in the hospital.
They still use
them
in
really?
the STD clinics. Yeah.
Oh my god!
So
if you've got it, I've got one with a razor blade, and it takes all the skin off the inside.
Yeah.
Is that what they do? Is it? Oh,
wow!
That's how they get rid of the clap and gonorrhea. Is for men they use the umbrella thing.
It's like almost like they're kind of impaling themselves just by hearing this.
The brolly, yeah, like a exactly, bro, like a brolly.
Yeah. Like backwards facing barbs. Yikes!
Yeah,
that sounds extremely painful.
Doesn't it just?
That's funny. So we've not spoken about anything paranormal so far. It's all been about animals that do crazy shit to your body.
Yeah, you certainly want to be dead if you got one of them stuck up there.
Oh, wouldn't you just? Wouldn't you? I'll tell you what, I misread that. When they talk about getting stuck up you know, somebody said, I thought it said kangaroo. I thought, blimey, you wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want that up your helmet.
Oh, God.
You bragging now, Dan?
Well, you know what? I wonder if Bigfoot would have that problem with the things going up the willy. Because there's a lot of hair around there, isn't there? Well, I suppose.
I don't know. I've never met one.
I've never seen one weathering his bits about. So.
Well, if you look at Patty's picture, you can see her boobies.
That killed the conversation.
I just like how I was like thinking, wait a minute, what just happened?
So, Nick, the Patterson Gimlin film footage is 50 years old today. So they've nicknamed the Bigfoot in that film footage Patty.
Yeah.
And they've re-enhanced those pictures so you can actually get a good look at Patty now, and you can actually see she's got breasts. I think she's female.
That's correct. Yeah, they actually say that supposedly this is. I mean, honestly, if you look at kind of the original quality of it, yeah, you definitely can't see the side of a breast, and that could really, really give a good reason why this is definitely a female and not a male. So, in fact, actually, I did remember hearing that when they shot that footage, it probably smells bad too.
What is this? Patty's boobs smelling bad?
Poor old Patsy.
What I was going to say was Bob Gimlin, the only witness, obviously, to when this all occurred, other than Roger Patterson, he actually had his gun ready just because I think he was fearing not only for his safety, but for Roger's safety, because I think he knew right from the start that this was a female. And like any animal, he feared that this female Bigfoot probably had a mate and that he was probably going to attack them for, kind of approaching her. So they never did see a second one or a mate of any kind, but he had the gun ready just in case the male was ready to strike. So it's like he already knew right from the start before even we ever acknowledged that this was a female Sasquatch.
Yeah. So she had boobies. And if she'd gone in that river where those things are, can you imagine how many of those fish could have? Just to think.
Different river though.
It was Bluff Creek, California, so it was kind of more of a creek area than a river.
Excellent. Now look at read this.
Wow.
It's true. Men do have boobs.
Yeah. In some cases, they have bigger than women. But,
yeah, but that's where a chicken fillet comes in handy. Or
I
rolled
just
up,
realized.
or rolled up socks.
Yeah, I bet it's a horrid way to go, Christine.
I just realized this, guys, because I decided to look this up. You know, Bob Gimlin, the guy who he's also the only one who's still alive because Roger Patterson passed away over 50 years ago. Bob Gimlin's birthday was just a few days ago. He just turned 91 years old. He's in his early 90s now. He's still alive today.
Wow.
I think he's still going out and telling his story that Roger Patterson would have done.
Yeah. Yeah. They're heroes.
All credit to him. All credit to him.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people say it's fake. You know, some people say, you know, they've been able to debunk it. There's even been people who claim they came forward and said, yeah, I actually was in a costume. That's me walking. There's the worst part is that there's no, even if it is fake, there's no documented proof that it's actually, you know, fake in a way.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was even one person who once said, shortly after when this footage came out, one person actually said, saying, "Oh no, that's just one of the ape costumes that they used for the movie Planet of the Apes, which came out a year later." But if you look carefully, those ape costumes, they only went from the chest up. There were no costumes like that in 1967.
No. Christine's going on about anyone watching The House of the Dragon.
Yes.
It's horrendous to watch him dying of syphilis.
Oh, but it is horrendous. Dying.
Do you know Henry VIII died of? He had syphilis, and I think that's what took him over. But isn't it funny how Henry VIII, the king himself, doesn't haunt anywhere? So my theory is, if you die of syphilis, your ghost won't come back because it's eaten that too.
It's eating your ghost.
They did have rumours of him being at Hamilton Court, didn't they? But that was dispelled because
I reckon it's Anne
security guards playing a prank, apparently.
Yeah.
He died of syphilis, didn't he? Al Capone, I think.
Yeah, he did. He also had additionally, he also had dementia. I mean,
so does he haunt anywhere, Al Capone?
Oh, it seems like he haunts a couple different locations. I mean, obviously here in Chicago, which was, you know, his headquarters, you know, now 100 years ago, we have obviously the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, which even though he never actually took part in that, he sent his men to gun down the
that was O'Banion's mob, wasn't it?
That was Bugs Moran's mob. So
yeah.
And the most obviously famous part of that was where two of Capone's men were dressed up as police officers. So these guys thought they were under arrest, and then they just shot them right there on, you know, Valentine's Day, 1929. And today, the building where the warehouse where what once stood is gone. But there's believe it or not, if you guys haven't heard, it's now a parking lot for where there's like a nursing home or a retirement home. It's off of Clark Street. So there's really no place to like actually like really check out it. You would kind of have to be by the side of the road and near one side of the building, like between buildings, to actually do like an investigation. But people say there's a lot of strange things. In fact, now I think about it, when the building was demolished, and I think they're still kind of doing this to this day, they actually sold bricks of the warehouse and if anybody wanted to have a brick of where the actual massacre occurred. And, you know, kind of like for historical significance, some people got it for personal use. But in the typical of some places, some people didn't keep those bricks for very long because, you know, those bricks probably contain a lot of energy, especially after that massacre. So some people had that brick, and then a few days later, they sold it again because they said they had a lot of activity that occurred.
But if it's now a nursing home there, and that is now part of the car park, can you imagine the activity from the guys in a nursing home that sadly passed away on top of whatever is already there for the car park? Oh my God.
I can't even imagine. I'm sure it's got to be. I'm sure where these buildings are, they got to be extremely haunted. But it's just too bad. Understandably, we don't have it. We're not allowed access into it. So being on the actual park area on the side of the building where it actually did occur, that's the best we've got. So, but also I wanted to add too, like in other places that like Al Capone's, there's literally like 3 other places that supposedly Al Capone is known to visit. And this is not only just here in Chicago, but kind of all around the country. So obviously Al Capone supposedly has been seen at his grave at the cemetery. That it was Mount Carmel Cemetery that we have here. That's where he's buried. People say they hear him talking. Some people said they've seen him standing by his own grave. The second location, believe it or not, is actually Alcatraz because he was incarcerated.
Yeah.
People
I've done that.
People said they actually heard him play the trumpet.
I've been there. I've been there and investigated there.
It's a cool place, right?
I was able to go up that first time up in the gun gallery, but they don't let you go up there anymore. But I've been up there in the gun gallery, and they say that the gun gallery is haunted by guards. But
he's still haunted, is he? The Birdman. Can't think of the man's name now.
So that was Birdman of Alcatraz.
That was Burt Lancaster.
Yeah,
that's good film. Good film. He's still haunted, though, apparently, doesn't he? And quite a nasty individual, apparently, when he was alive.
Although he loved his birds, though, like when he was serving his sentence in Alcatraz. So I could sure understand how he could still be haunting Alcatraz.
Apes have comparatively small aubergines, so if a hairy Bigfoot could be like a leopard hiding away,
it's just Russell grass.
The only other place I can think of that supposedly Al Capone has also seen, the third location, is actually on the opposite side of the country. It's at another prison. That's Eastern State Penitentiary.
Oh, was he kept there, was he?
He was kept there. And
Dan, that's where Kathy lives near there, the Eastern State Penitentiary.
Eastern State Penitentiary.
Pennsylvania. And what's so unique about the cell that he was put into, because I'm sure all of us have heard the history about Eastern State. It had an extremely brutal history, especially during its first 100 years. But when Al Capone was incarcerated at Eastern State, he was treated differently than any other inmates. He got a nice, clean cell. He had a comfortable chair. He had a radio. He got to smoke cigars. He had a writer's table. I mean, he was treated like he was a celebrity. And I think it was because he was, considered one of the most notorious criminals, of the country at that time. So they treated him like a celebrity. And he also claimed while he was serving his time in Eastern State that he was being haunted by one of the victims of the St. Valentine's Day massacre. And that continued on until he died. So apparently one of those victims came back. It's not only what we experience today where that massacre once occurred, but apparently one of those victims wanted revenge on him.
Do you know what I find was fascinating with Alcatraz? I went back to Alcatraz some 5 years later on a tour and took Andy went and my son went, and we went back to the Rock, and there was a long queue for something. So I don't know why I did it, but I just got in this queue. I didn't know what I was queuing for. And when I got to the end of the queue, there was a man at a table with a pile of books. And he was a very old man. He said, "Oh, do you want one of my books?" I said, "Yeah." He signed the book, paid for it and everything. It was nice talking to him, lovely old man. And it transpired this old man was a bank robber and did time at Alcatraz, and he'd written his story about his time at Alcatraz, not just bought his book and he signed it.
Wow.
Interesting.
I don't know who he was. I don't know who he was. I still don't know. I've not even read his books on a shelf somewhere.
You should read it. It sounds interesting.
It's cool that he actually, I have to admit, that's interesting that he even revealed that he was a former inmate of Alcatraz.
He even put his number in there, and he didn't understand my name, Viv. He said Bivd. When he signed the book, he put to Bivd. I think, Bivd? What's Bivd?
Right, guys, I'm going to have to shoot off.
Yes, I am actually.
Yes. We'll be back next week, hopefully with Lois.
Well, yeah, hopefully.
Yes. Yeah,
If she can
definitely.
nick upstairs internet.
Yeah.
Nick, you'll be back. You'll be back next week as well, won't you, Nick?
Yeah, I can come back. As far as I know, I got nothing going on. I mean, I'm probably going to be a few minutes late. See, the problem is around the time that you guys start, I'm usually hopefully not as bad as today, but it's not long after I come back home from work, so I had to wait a few extra minutes today. So, but yeah, I should be. Yeah, I should be back next week.
Excellent.
Cool.
Excellent.
Right, well, I'll see you all next week.
Take it easy and have a good one,
See you
guys.
later, mate.
Have a good
Bye,
one.
everyone.
Have a good night, guys.
Thanks for listening, guys. Bye.
Take care.